The ICJ advisory opinion is a game changer in terms of the context, because it now places an obligation on countries to do all they can to help end the unlawful illegal occupation. I'm not here to have confrontation with anybody. In fact, I'm here to take steps that can help bring about peace and political dialogue. I absolutely understand that trade is an EU competency. I absolutely support that reality. I've also argued consistently since becoming Taoiseach, as my predecessor did before me, that the EU-Israel Association Agreement is the way to proceed. What I am saying very clearly here today, what I will say at the meetings, what I will say in my engagements bilaterally, is the ICJ advisory opinion is a game changer in terms of the context, because it now places an obligation on countries to do all they can to help end the unlawful illegal occupation. I'd like to do that at an EU level, but regardless of the EU position, I'm not going to ignore the obligation that I believe now exists on Ireland to act. What that looks like, how we take that forward, is a matter for government. As one of three coalition leaders, we had an initial conversation with the Attorney-General this week. The Attorney-General will formally present his advices to Cabinet next week. We're happy then to engage with the opposition. It is clear, I've got to be honest, it's clear the current bill as drafted has serious issues from a legal point of view. I don't need to get into them now, but very serious issues, even now in the context of the ICJ advisory opinion. But I do now believe there's a different context to look afresh at this issue. I've consistently said, the Government of Ireland's consistently said, we must use every lever at our disposal. If there is now a new lever in the context of that ICJ advisory opinion, we won't be afraid to advance that. So being very honest, I'm going to have to wait for the Attorney-General to give the formal advices to Cabinet, wait for the Cabinet to decide how best it wishes to proceed. I'm then very willing, and I know my fellow coalition leaders will be, to engage with opposition in relation to this. So that timeline is a matter that we don't yet have absolute clarity on. But I suppose what I'm saying here today is there is a changed context now. And that changed context must be explored. I believe it's our national and international obligation to do just that.
Okay, everyone, thanks very much. Thanks,